Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ask a Professional at the BBPA. So glad to be here today. I'm always happy to be here, and I hope you are too. Please share with me in the chat where you're joining from. My name is Moy Fung. I have the absolute honor of being your host today for today's session, and we're still in the context of storytelling. So today we will be hello, bonjour from Montreal. Bonjour to you, Teresa. Today, we will be discussing narrating numbers, the art of storytelling through financial projections. Please share the link with your colleagues, your friends in the chat. Maybe somebody can add it to the chat. And please do share the link because this will be a very informative session. So once again, very glad to have you all with us today. We're here for an hour, and I presume we may have a lot of questions at the very end. So let's delve into the art of storytelling through narrating numbers, the art of storytelling through financial projections. I get to speak with Shola today. She's the regional manager at BDC, and I get to speak with Aischa, who's the account manager. If you can just join me on the virtual stage, please, I will do a hello there. How are you doing, Shola?
I'm doing great. Hi, good to
So
see you again.
So glad to have you, and I'm absolutely loving the hair.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us today. But let me just read then your bio briefly, so people who could know who you are. And I know bios are quite high level, but you'll share a little bit more about the work that you do at BDC. So you are the regional manager for client diversity at BDC. You work with teams across Ontario to increase the access of diverse entrepreneurs to BDC services and foster inclusive entrepreneurship. And you're passionate about facilitating access to financing, business advice, and network for diverse and underserved entrepreneurs. You have worked with several entrepreneurs to grow their businesses and is especially passionate about building capacity for diverse entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for the work that you do, because all of this that we're talking about all of what you do is very important. We know that oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we tend to not have access to capital, and you're passionate about aligning us with money so that we can allow our business, or we can use the capital that we get to grow our businesses.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
welcome once again. I'm going to slow down because I tend to trip over my words as my thoughts are going faster than my words. And then we have Aischa Zuberi. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Aischa, you are a financial professional with over a decade of experience in the financial sector. You hold an MBA and you currently work as an account manager. You help entrepreneurs from various industries by providing financial solutions tailored to their distinctive needs. Your commitment is to support business growth through strategic financial planning and guidance, and you hold a strong passion for promoting diversity and inclusion and volunteering as the DEI ambassador at BDC. Thank you so much. You as well for the wonderful work that you both do. Oh, wow. It's been quite a treat today. I did speak with your president and CEO, Isabel Huden,
for
not
that.
too long ago. So glad to be with both of you here. And once again, my dear friends and guests that has joined us today. Today, we'll be speaking about narrating numbers and its storytelling through financial projections. I know you do have a presentation to share. Maybe
Yeah.
you can just take a moment just to say hello to our audience members, Sola and Aischa, so that we can just get a little bit warmed up and then you can move into your presentation. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, perfect.
Everybody, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us. I was here in October. We had a conversation then, and it's great to be back again. So today, as Moy said, we're going to be, talking about narrating numbers, still going in the theme of the storytelling, how you can tell the story of the business, maybe the past and in the future, to convince your banker to support you. Okay, so we do have a presentation, and I'm going to share my screen in a bit. Do let me know if you can see it. Do you see it?
Yes, we certainly do. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Right. So like Moy said, my name is Shola Oluwole, Client Diversity um, Regional Manager at BDC. I work in Ontario with our teams across Ontario to facilitate, the access of BDC services to diverse entrepreneurs. So Black entrepreneurs, Indigenous entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, the whole works. And with me today I have Aischa. Aischa, do you want to say a quick hello? I think the host will need to unmute Aischa. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Thank you, Shola, and thank you so much for everyone for inviting us for this presentation. I'm really excited to be part of this presentation. We are, as Shola mentioned, we are going to be talking about the storytelling through numbers. I have been in banking industry, as mentioned in my profile, for more than a decade, and I have been with BTC for the last 1 year. So thank you. Excited to be here once again.
Awesome. So before we go into the heart of the presentation, we just wanted to share briefly on what BDC does and what we're about. A lot of you might be familiar with us already, so we're going to keep it very brief today. So BDC is the only Canadian bank that is devoted exclusively to Canadian entrepreneurs. That's all we do. That's our bread and butter, right? And our services encompass everything that a business owner needs. We It's broken into three main parts, which is financing, capital, and advisory services. And we'll talk about financing. We're talking about extending term loans to you in terms of working capital, equipment loan, you want to get real estate for your business, things like that. That's the financing part. When we talk about capital, we're talking about investing in your business, venture capital. We also have a fund, Pride Fund for women, for innovative things. And yeah, if you don't want to dilute the ownership of the business, we just can come and invest in the business. And then finally, we have the advisory services. And here we provide customized small business solutions, even for medium and large businesses, because sometimes it's not just the money that will solve the problem of the business, or it's not the money that is really what business needs. You need a different set of eyes, you need an experienced set of eyes to come, evaluate things and just work along you for a period to put your business back on the right path. So these are the three things that we do at BDC. And of course, in addition to this, we have our website, which has a lot of information and tools to help you to set up your business for success. In addition to that, we believe at BDC that our economy is stronger when everyone is included, when everyone is empowered, right? And that is why we engage in webinars like this to continue to strengthen the business community and also uh, just impart the knowledge that we have, especially for diverse entrepreneurs like yourself. So today we're going to be telling you how you can tell the story of your business with numbers so that your banker would know what they need to be able to support you. Okay. So let's start with an important part of growing your business, which is obtaining finance. Entrepreneurs often have this intuitive idea of what it takes for their business to succeed. And this intuition comes from years of experience in their business. But on the other hand, bankers are a bit more analytical, like they analyze things, right? And they analyze your business, they analyze the project. You might even think the analysis is too much. And it's not that the way you think is different from the way the bankers think, or one is better than the other. We need both intuition and analysis to ensure that the business succeeds. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, you want to understand and respond to the concerns of your banker to be able to present a solid and persuasive loan request, especially the part that relates to the future of your business. So this is one of the things that will help your banker decide if you're an acceptable risk to them. So we're going to be sharing 5 easy tips with you today that you can use in convincing the banker that your business and your project is the right choice. So Aisha will elaborate a bit more on the 5 tips, and then I'll come back to delve into the number one tip a bit more once she's over to you,
Thank you
Aisha.
so Thank you so much, Shola. So we have actually compiled these 5 tips to help you to deal with your banker finance your business. The first step is understand what your banker wants you to know. So think about it. The question that you have to ask from yourself is that are you an acceptable risk? The bankers are just like other business people. They are always on the lookout for new clients. And to stay in business, they also need to sell their products. The difference is that the product is money. So before they hand it over to you, they have to calculate the risk and they have to minimize their risk before they can hand it over to you. The second tip is to know what you want for things like the expertise of your banker, the amount of money you're asking for, will that be enough for you to generate revenues or profits that you are planning for? Also, you want to find out what is the interest rate they're going to offer you. Um, the flexibility of repayment, one of the example of flexibility is the prepayment options that you have, either it is 15% or 20%, what are they offering you? And what collateral they will be using that will be pledged as a security. So the next step, the third one, is actually prepare for your first meeting with the banker. For that preparation, there are 4 steps that will help you to actually make a good plan to meet with the banker. So, shop around. The first one is to shop around with various lenders, find out the loan conditions, and if there are other account managers who are experts in your specialized particular industry, the type of assets you're trying to finance. So, since BTC supports entrepreneurs from all the industries in Canada, it is easy for us to find expertise for you and for any industry. We also, the second tip that I suggest you is that ask your business contacts about their experience and get a referral from them so that you have someone that you really trust. The third one is define clear objectives. So when you meet with your banker, you want to know your needs and your limits and make sure that you are realistic about your demands. You want to understand what you are asking for and do you think you will be able to get that loan? Will you be able to repay it? So do your homework and know your numbers and your ability to repay your loan. And our fourth one is to keep building your relationship with the bankers. First of all, loans are not granted at your first meeting. The banker first wants to understand your business and what are your needs. If your banker says no, don't get discouraged. Find out exactly why they're saying no and then improve your proposal. Work on your proposal and then get back to the banker again. If your loan is approved, once you have received your loan, you need to keep your banker in the loop about the latest development in your business. After all, your banker is a great source of advice and contacts. You might when you are in the loop, the banker will give you advice for your business growth. So they might suggest you to go for another loan. They might suggest you advisory services. So um, so different kinds of advisory solutions are available to you, like financial management or digital marketing or any other financial solution that you're looking for according to your needs. They can offer that to you, and it is really very, very beneficial for Canadian entrepreneurs. You can introduce your key people into the in the industry They can give you some information about the professionals and context about the professionals, such as accountants or lawyers, and that can help you in your business also. Try to stay in touch with the banker and invite them to visit your business at least once in a year. That is going to help you to connect your key people with the banker, and also they will be able to understand your operations more. The other tip that I want to give you is to submit your financial information regularly on time. That helps for them to understand that you're transparent. And this will go a long way to ensure that you're approved next time also. Because as an entrepreneur, you will always have new projects, you will always have new financing needs, and all that is going to help you to get the next loan. So the final tip is avoid common mistakes. So it has to do with the common mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs make when they are borrowing money. So it's important to carefully consider when to borrow, how much to borrow, and assessing your own situation, how much loan you can actually pay back conveniently, and how fast you want to pay back your loan. So I'm going to hand it over to Shola again for the next.
All right. So, like I said before, we're going to delve a bit more into the first point, which is understanding what your banker wants to know. So, what exactly are they looking for? We summarized them into these 4 points that you can see on the screen. The first one is your personal and professional profile. So, you need to be able to tell the story of where you stand personally and professionally in a way that will be convincing to your bank. So, do you and your team have what it takes to succeed? Do you have the experience and the expertise needed to bring whatever project you want to do to fruition? What is your personal capacity to invest additionally in the business or in the project if there's a need for it in the future? So, you need to be able to show to your banker that even if you don't have the experience personally, you have a multidisciplinary team behind you that is supporting. It's also important to have accountants, to have maybe a lawyer that can advise you regarding your business. Those kind of things, give votes of confidence, so to speak, when you're interacting with your banker. The second one is the viability of your project. So we want to understand what is the benefit of this project to your business. As an example, you want to say you are in the manufacturing industry, you're producing cabinets, as an example, and you need to buy a new CNC machine to help to really improve your productivity. We want to understand exactly how that productivity is going to increase, right? How much is it going to result in your revenue? How is it going to affect your bottom line? So those kind of analysis would help to convince your banker, to come behind you in that project. Now, it might be a bit too much of analysis for a business owner who is very busy trying to get things done. That is why you need your accountant. They can bring your accountant in at this point, explain what you're trying to do to them, and then they will be able to, put it in numbers that will make sense to that. Right. So another point under that is what will be the impact on the business if the project is not completed. As an example, um, you get the loan, yes, and then you're not able to follow through. Do you have, or even if you don't get the loan, do you have a plan B? What will be the impact on the project if the continuity of your business in question? Like you have problems with continuing business operations. Where will the project bring you in the next 5 years? You want to see, like the projection into the future. How does it fit into your overall plan, into the overall plan of your business, strategic plan of your business? So that's number two. Now, number three is your financial capacity. The most important question to answer here is, um, do you have the capacity to pay the loan? Like Aisha said, the product that businesses, that bankers are dealing in is money. So when they give you the money, do you have the ability to reimburse the loan? do you have the ability to pay back? And this capacity is established by showing your current financial statement, also your previous financial, like how your business has performed in the past. Maybe an example, your financial statement for 2023, your financial statement for 2022, showing trends in your business, and beyond that, also showing financial projections into the future. Yes, this is what you have achieved so far, but then what do you see in the future? Again, an accountant will be able to help you in actually coming up with financial projections that make sense. We're going to be talking a bit more about financial projections in subsequent slides as well. Also, would like to know in terms of financial capacity, what is your participation as a shareholder in the project or in the business as a whole? What's your equity stake in this business? How much have you personally invested? I want to say that you have some skin in yourself, and that would encourage the banker to come and support you. Are you personally invested? That's the question to answer. And finally, the banker would want to know about your market, right? You'll want to create a plan that's based on some analysis of your market, the trends in your market, what's happening, what do you foresee happening in the industry that you operate in. I'll give an example. Uh, During the pandemic, we all know that everything shut down, all the restaurants shut down, and bankers weren't so keen to finance restaurants at that time. So things like that is what we need to understand. What is happening in this industry that might have an impact on the operations of the business, which might then impact how you pay, your ability to pay the loan. So these four things are what the bankers are looking for when they're analyzing your loan. So I'd like to dig deep a bit better. Many entrepreneurs actually believe that a business plan is a tool that's only required when you're starting up a business, but that's not true. For every project, even after the business has been running for a while, if you have a project to embark on, say you want riding on the same example I shared, you want to buy a CNC machine, you need to come up with a business plan to show your banker. It doesn't have to be an elaborate, 100-page document or whatnot. It can just be, just articulating why you need this and what the benefit is going to be to your business. So when you share your business plan with your banker, it will answer a few questions that they will have in mind. And that's what you want to do. You want to get ahead of the question that they might have in their minds about your business. So what should you really include in your business plan? It should include a description and the history of your business. If I pick your business plan, can I understand why you bring to the market, what your business is about, right? It should include also an overview of your team, the roles and responsibilities. Not like I said, don't have to go into extensive details, just the key people that support you in running the business so that we know that you have a strong team behind you. Okay. Also your marketing plan, your SWOT analysis, which is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, your production and HR plans, and finally your financial forecast for the next 2 years. And that is a very important part of your business plan. And when you come up with financial projections, they're not just building castle in the air, just blocking numbers from the sky. You need to be able to give rationale. Like, why do I think I'm going to increase my revenue from 100,000 this year to 150,000 next year? What are the things I'm going to be doing that would make that a reality? So rationale because that you have your financial forecast. If possible, like it can also include like a market study, some articles that back up your conclusions, and of course, it would be great to applying testimonials as well, because that lends credibility to the work that you're doing. So these are the things that you need to include in your business plan. If you're starting off, for sure, you need a business plan. If you are continuing your business, you just want to embark on project, you also do need a business plan. Maybe not as elaborate as one wired when you're starting a business, but to help in telling the story of your business and convincing your banker to support you. So Aisha is going to talk a bit more about what you should have in your financial. Over to you, Aisha.
Thank you. So, as Shola said, business plan is so important because it tells you your strategies behind it, how you're going to run the business in future. And financial projection is part of your business plan. It is very important for you to create that financial forecast very carefully. The number in the forecast is going to tell the story of your business. It will tell how you are going to utilize the funds that you are taking from the lending institution and how it is going to impact your business towards the growth, profitability, higher revenues. It also tells a story to your banker where the business require more support, maybe through financing, maybe through advisory services. They can look at that and they can actually explain it to you. So your financial forecast actually includes revenue. So revenues, you can show all the streams of your revenues. It can be from a trading session. Your revenues could be from your online business, from your shop, anything that you are doing that is uh, helping you to create revenues. All those streams should be included in the part of revenue. And the cost of goods sales is the direct cost of producing the goods sold by the company. So here you want to show your how efficiently you are managing your expenses. If you can cut down unnecessary expenses, how it is going to help you to increase your revenues and profitability. So that's just one of the examples. The more efficiently you are using your funds and cutting the cost and efficiently applying towards generating business, the better it is, and your numbers will show that. Again, the expenses other than the cost of goods sold, fixed expenses like management fees or rent or salaries, etc. Those are again expenses, and then if they are efficiently utilized, obviously at the end, all that is going to help in your net profit or in your profitability of your company, and it will just show how profitable you can make your business in future with the support of the banking or financing or with the support of the bank. The other expenses, and after that, we already spoke about the profit. The accountant your accountant will be able to help you if you want to add any rationales or any assumptions, like showing that these are the assumptions that we are making in future. These assumptions are going to impact in reducing the cost or increasing the revenue, or some of the strategies that you have already spoken about or mentioned in your business plan. How are those strategies can actually help support these numbers? So in the next slide, I will show you. It's a sample projection. That's something that you can prepare for your meeting to hand over to your accountant. This explains you how you can actually, how from in the next 5 years, how your revenues are going to increase. So this has to go according to your business plan. So if you have a business plan, you've already said that this is how you're going to market, these are my customers, this is how I'm going to approach, and then it reflects in your revenues, and it shows how year by year your revenues are going to increase and your business is going to grow. So that is just a simple projection that explains your revenue and your expenses, which is going to help you out when you're talking to your banker. And then in the next slide,
Sorry, Aisha, before we go to the next, I just wanted to add that the importance of the financial projection is, like we said before, is to help your banker assess if you would be able to repay the loan. At BDC, as an example, we call ourselves cash flow lenders. We want to see that there's money coming into the business to be able to repay the loan. So even if you've had challenges in the past, right? Maybe your books don't look so great, but you have strong rationale. You have you're going to be embarking on projects that would maybe change the trajectory of your revenue in the future, and you're able to come up with a strong financial forecast. It will encourage the banker to say, okay, now we can get behind this. Now, that places the responsibility on you to actually work hard to be able to make good on those numbers that you have put on your financial projections. Because, I mean, if you don't make good on them, then you run into problems in repaying your loan. So the reason it's important is it just paints a future picture of your business, and it helps your banker to get behind whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. Asha,
yeah. So the next slide is about the free ebook that we will be emailing to you after this session. This has a lot of information. It has articles and tools that are available, the tools that we have discussed during the presentation. This, if you keep that with you, this can become your guide when you are actually contacting any bank or any banker. This is going to really help you out. Other than this, I will also suggest you to register with the BDC website. BDC website has a lot of information. It has like you can go and you can register yourself for free courses about financial management and other topics. There are webinars available time to time on current economic situations. Also, there are tools available, there are financial ratios available. Like there's tons of information that is available on bdc.ca. So I would suggest you to register yourself. If you register yourself, you continuously get emails with all the updates that are available on our website. It's a
yeah,
great resource. Yeah.
I agree. In addition to what Aisha said, as a Black entrepreneur, we have a dedicated section of the website for you as well. When you scroll down, you see where it says, I'm a Black entrepreneur. You know, you click on that, and then you see resources that particularly speak to us as Black people, you know, as Black entrepreneurs. So I'd encourage you to explore that section of the website as well.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, one saying that that concludes our presentation for this afternoon, and we that is helpful. We will take questions if you have any.
Thank you so much for that, Sola and Aisha. We do have a couple questions in the chat. I will start with the first one that I see here. Are there any grants available? What she says is excellent presentation so far. Are there any grants available or loans at BDC? Or is it all loans at BDC? Sorry about that.
I can take that. Yes, it's all loans at BDC. We don't give grants at BDC, but there are tons of grants available that you can explore. What I'll suggest is to go to Business Benefits Finder. Just do a quick Google search of Business Benefits Finder, and you can streamline to what you're looking for. You can filter to say, I mean, if you're a woman entrepreneur, you can click, I'm a woman entrepreneur, I'm a Black entrepreneur looking for loan or looking for grant in this specific industry. And what that does, it just, turns out every grant that is available to you, if they are still accepting application, how long it's going to take, how much you can get, through the grant. So it's a very useful resource if grants is what you're looking for. There's another one called the Canada Business App, that you can download on your phone, and it will give you similar information as well. So those two resources, I think, are very important for business owners across Canada. The first one is Business Benefits Finder, and the second one is Canada Business App. So please make sure you take advantage of those two resources.
Perfect. And if we can just get the links shared in the chat, thank you for answering that. Someone asked about the financial projections sheet. Is that something that they can get access to through your resources online? Or like I simply just took, I mean, I've done this several times before. I took a screenshot. Maybe that's something that you could do is take a screenshot just to take a look at it. But if you have any online, maybe you can share that.
I can take that. So, like I mentioned about our website, if you go on our website and you go into the entrepreneur section or you type up financial ratios or forecast, it gives you a lot of information. Even the ebook that we are sending you, that also has a lot of information in it. I think at the end of the session, we will be forwarding this presentation also to you, so you will have that. We will forward the sample to you also, so you can keep that also. But definitely, we have those resources available on btc.ca on our website, so you can actually get a lot of information from there, how to create your own forecast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Feel free to continue to share your questions or put your questions in the chat so that we can answer them. You know, there's something that you said, Aischa, earlier. You said, you know, if we go in for a loan and we're denied, maybe if you can stop sharing the screen so we can come back on
Hey,
uh
before I
on the
stop
virtual
sharing,
stage
we
together.
just wanted to share our contact
Perfect.
as well. You can reach out to either myself or Aisha if you have further questions or you require further support. Okay? I'll just give you a second to screen grab or do or write it down, whatever you want to do, and then I'll stop sharing.
Yes, thank you so much. So we can take a screenshot of both their contact. Um,
You
I'm
can
doing
also find us on LinkedIn.
perfect. Perfect.
So remember, if you have any questions related to loan, Aisha is your go-to person. You can always contact through email, contact number, or through LinkedIn.
All right, I'll stop sharing now. I hope everybody has it.
Okay. Perfect. Bear with me. So we're looking for the links for the resources that you shared earlier. If
Okay,
someone could get it faster than I can, that would be great.
I will share the business benefits finder.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Um, so Aischa, you said something earlier, because oftentimes when we're told no as entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, looking for financing for a business or just looking for for a customer, we often get disappointed sometimes, right? And we don't go back, right? So you said something very important. You said, don't get discouraged. You know, ask them why. I think oftentimes we fail to ask the why, because that way you can work with the entrepreneur to build up their profile, right? So that they can come back and increase their chances of success, right? Did you want to speak a little bit more, maybe just sharing some success stories, if you have any, of individuals who initially was declined for a loan, but then came back and you were able to help them?
So what I mentioned initially was for an initial meeting. So sometimes you are taking your information to the banker, and it looks like that we will not be able to prove that, right? But if you get to understand that these are some of the reasons, and I'll give you an example of one of my customer that it looked like that we will not be able to do the loan, but once we discuss it with them, they were able to get a lot of information, like they had new contracts that they were getting from other companies, and we could see, because they brought all that information to us, we were able to see the growth that they are having in future, and this support by BDC, how it is going to help them to grow in that business. So sometimes you have a lot of contracts and you're just looking for some sort of support to actually cater to those contracts. But all that information, the banker will not understand or know until unless you are providing that information. So that's one of the thing. In case of decline, also, I don't think anyone should get discouraged, because decline could be for anything. Like I'll give you an example, and that's it's a combination of things. But let's say that out of one of them is credit history, right? So you don't get discouraged for that, even if it is a matter of credit history. You can improve it and you can come back again in that case, and then you can try for the loan again. So those are some of the things that can actually help you. But then you will know how you are going to improve your credit history, how you can discuss it with the banker, how you will be making the payments, what you can do to actually repay the highest interest loan first. So all that helps you to actually build up your case, and then you come back and you apply for it again, and you can get approved for again.
I
Perfect.
So
do have an example as well, because I mentioned earlier that sometimes when you put what you need might actually not be money, right? So there was this gentleman who is in he had a meat business, like sell meat in a meat shop, and he came to us asking for a loan. I like right? But by the time he submitted the financial statement of his current business, there was no way he would be able to buy that other business or be able to even manage it, because even the smaller business he had at hand, he wasn't managing it effectively. So after doing the financial analysis, that was from the get-go, right? From the financial statement. But what we did with him was, we're like, how about you come on board with one of our coaches, you know, we help you to craft a sales and marketing plan for the current business that you have now, improve the strength of the business you have now, and maybe in the future, we can. Uh, so he came on board. We worked together for 9 to 12 weeks, and was able to craft his uh his sales and marketing strategy, define the persona, the persona of people that he's going after, his ideal customer and things like that. And within a year, you could see his revenue increase like almost 100% increase in his revenue, because now he was clear about who he's going after. And then after that, he came back to us again for additional loan, and then right. He still has the vision of getting that future house, but he's right now gradually building the business that he has at the moment, such that he's actually thinking of opening a second location for that current business. So as he increases in capacity, then he can come back to say, okay, this big business I'm going to buy now, I've increased my capacity, both management wise and even financially, to be able to handle that kind of business. So
Thank you. No, thank you so much for sharing that story. And that's why I love the BDC, and it's Business Development Center. That tricked me a few years ago because I didn't know you were a bank, right? So right, because it is a center. And I think center speaks to the name and speaks to the activities that you perform within your organization, right? So it's not just about giving money or loaning money. It's about developing entrepreneurs so that they can ultimately succeed. So the story that you shared is an ultimate representation of that. So individuals who are here, you may not be at that capacity, I would say, or that level where you can get approved for a loan, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to speak with someone at BDC, because worst case scenario, they will help to build up your business plan. They will help with your sales and marketing strategy. Now, let me ask you this question. Is that service for free?
no, it's not.
Okay.
So for our small business solutions, it's 7,500 plus tax, right? And but we also do have the opportunity to finance that. So if you come to us and say, okay, I can't afford 500 right now, we look at your financial statement, we see that you truly cannot, then we can extend the loan to you to be able to do that program. And that was what we did for that gentleman. So we're able to extend the loan again for him to do that program. And the good thing about the loan that we uh, advisory services is we can even do up to times three the amount that you need to pay. So like 7,500 times three, right? And whatever is on top of that, you can use that in your business as well. And that was
That's
what.
that's really good. Thank you. So there are payment arrangements, is what you're suggesting. As startups, oftentimes we lack cash flow. So the payment arrangements will work very well. And I don't know any other bank that is as flexible and as giving in terms of resources and so forth. Now, there is a question in the chat as it pertains to mentorship. Do you have any type of mentorship programs or available for entrepreneurs?
So it's something we're looking at for the future, but at the present moment, the mentoring we offer is through Futurepreneur, right? So we're in partnership with Futurepreneur to help business owners with between the ages of 18 and 39 that want to start up a business, right? So if you're starting up a business or your business is less than 12 months old, you can go to them and you can have a loan. You can get a loan and then they will assign you a mentor as well. And they actually have a young Black entrepreneurs program, that we partner with them on. You can get up to $60,000 and then have mentorship for a year, something like that. So within BDC we don't, but with our partner Future we do.
Perfect. Did you
I
have
should
any
add to
thoughts?
that the advisory services that I mentioned, well, like the form of mentoring, because you get a coach assigned to you for a period of 3 months, right? It's just that for that, it's not a one size fits all. Like you can either decide to say, I'm doing the coaching in strategic planning, or I'm doing it in sales and marketing, or I'm doing it in operational efficiency. And to be able to decide which one your business needs immediately, we actually have a tool called the priority profile to ask you a bunch of questions and to say, okay, this is what you need the most. Okay, so you can so instead of getting coaching programs.
For advisory services, I wanted to add one more example. So one of my customer actually, when he started his business at that time, that all the new business go through the growth pains, and he took our advisory services for sales and marketing. At that time, the business has really grown significantly. Because of that, and now he has a lot of revenue stream has increased, and he has applied for another loan and he got approved for a much higher loan that he could have approved at that time. So advisory services actually, they sit down with you, they understand your business, and then those plans are actually made according to the market, according to according to the market your business is working in, the clients that you have, and they are actually crafted according to your particular needs of the business. So they're very, very helpful.
And do they work very closely? I know we pay for the service. It's $500, right, for the advisory services. But do you work closely with the entrepreneur? Because oftentimes, as business owners, entrepreneurs, we lack that market intelligence, to build up our business. But we don't know our market. We don't know who we're selling to, So it's difficult for us to define who our target audience is. Do you work closely with the entrepreneur to ensure that they fully understand who their target audience is?
Um,
Yes.
uh,
Do you
Sorry,
want me
before
to?
you answer, Aisha, I just wanted to
Okay.
correct the amount of the advisory services. It's not 500, it's 7,500, 7,000.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
7,500. That's a big
That's
difference
it.
right there. Thank you so much. And let me say this because there is someone asking for you to repeat something, and I know Aisha, you're about to say something, but if we can, your sound is breaking up. I'm not sure if Aisha knows the your sound, Sola. It has been breaking up throughout the time that we've been speaking, but I've been listening intently. But maybe Aisha, because your sound is just a little bit better, are you able to speak to the 18 to 39 years old Black entrepreneurship program? Can you do that for us as well when you answer this next question?
18 to 39, uh, I think Shola is actually better for that program.
Okay.
She can explain us better. But I can talk to you about advisory services. I can answer your earlier
Yes.
question that you asked. So advisory services, yes, there is a fees for it, $7,500. But that fees can be, as Shola mentioned, that it can be financed, and the financing rate is also a little bit lower than the other financing. um, and it is repayable. It's a small amount, so it is repayable. It can be spread it over 5 years. So really the repayment on monthly basis is not very high. The best part about the advisory services is that they work very closely. So, first of all, someone who is expert in that particular industry will be selected to work with the entrepreneur, and then according to the needs of the entrepreneur, the market, and the customers, they actually have first they have a kickoff meeting, and in the kickoff meeting they understand what the customer is looking for, and they also give some presentation about the market and the customers. And then from there are several meetings after every 2 to 3 weeks with the entrepreneur, and then the plan is actually created, and it's the plan is like a roadmap that is created and that's handed over to the entrepreneur. So the success rate is high because it is not something that is uh, created on a template and handed over a standard advisory piece to everybody, but it is catered to the needs of the entrepreneur, and specifically it is created with them for their business. So that is why the success rate is so high. So I
Thank
hope
you.
that answered the
Yes,
question.
certainly. And in terms of the financing, is there certain criteria or requirements for being approved for financing?
For advisory services, the
Mhm.
criteria is pretty easy actually. It's not as um, lengthy as it is for other financing.
Okay, perfect. So the criteria is pretty easy, not as stringent or restrictive, I suppose, depending on where we are in our entrepreneurial journey. Okay, well, I think if you have any final words that you'd like to share, I don't see any more questions in the chat. I do have a few announcements at the end, but if you have any final words, Shola and Aischa, I'd be more than happy for you to share with our audience members.
I think I'll let Aisha say it since my sound
No,
is breaking up.
well, do your best. I want to hear your voice before you go.
Okay, again, thank you for having us, and we hope that this has been helpful to everybody on the call. As we mentioned earlier, feel free to reach out to Aisha or myself on further questions that you have or how BDC can support you in your entrepreneurial journey. Again, don't forget to visit bdc.ca. There are tons and tons of resources there that you can take advantage of, especially the articles and tools section of the website. Yeah, so we look forward to helping you.
Thank you. We heard that loud and clear, by the way. Thank you so much
Perfect.
for your work. Thank you. Aisha?
Thank you so much. I just want to add something into it, that the information about the Black Entrepreneur Program, we will send it to you. I will send you the links for that so that you can forward it to everyone regarding that, right? And I really want to say thank you so much once again for inviting us. You have all our information. Just feel free to give us a call if you have any questions at all. Thank you so much once again.
And you know what? I thank you for dedicating your time, your hour with us today